Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And there you see it, the year of one of the most expensive nickels in the United States history, the 1983. And there's a number of reasons why 1983 produced a really expensive nickel, but it's hard to believe that they produced some nickels that were worth over $5,000 without any errors on them. And maybe that's the key word, without any errors. But let's look at these and see if we can figure out why they might have had one so expensive. In front of Jefferson, there it says, "In God we trust." And if we look right down here, we see he has this little kind of shirt on with the collar, and you can see pieces of the collar. Down here, you can see a little bit of his chin, his Adam's apple, I think. Jefferson facing to the left. Behind him it says Liberty, and there's a star, and then the year 1983. And then right below the year, in between Jefferson's ponytail, I guess, and the 1983 is the mint mark on these. And that, in this case, is the D for the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint in 1983, they made $536.7 million. At the Philadelphia Mint, and of course the Philadelphia Mint, those of you who collect a bunch of different coins, you have to kind of remember which ones have the P on them and which ones don't. So some of the Philadelphia Mint coins don't have a P on them. Some of them do, and this one, the nickels, do. And so in 1983, the Philadelphia Mint made $561 million. That means that they made about $1.1 billion between the two mints. The United States nickel is a little bit of a misnomer. It is a nickel coin on the coating on the outside, but it is a copper-centered coin. So it's not like the Canadian nickel that was made and it was nickel all the way through. The United States nickel is probably over 90% copper, but it does have, and so when you see it listed as a copper-nickel blend. Let's look at the back. At the top it says E pluribus unum. Down below it says United States of America. Right here it says 5 cents. There it says Monticello. And in no place on the coin does it say nickel. Just like no place on the US dime does it say 10 cents. We've decided to call the dime a dime and not put the 10 cents on it. We've decided to call the nickel a nickel, but we put the 5 cents on it and no nickel. All right, so what is the big deal and what's worth so much money? Well, what you need to do is to get one of these coins in really good shape, and it needs to have steps all the way across. Now remember, in 1983, they were still doing the 5 full steps. After 1990, they went up to 6 full steps, but this one you can probably count about 2 or 3, so this is not going to be one. This one, can you count any? Maybe you can count 2 partials there. So the steps actually come right down through here. The easiest way to explain what the steps look like is to find a coin from 1983 that either was never circulated or came in a uncirculated mint set. Unfortunately, we can't do that with the uncirculated mint sets. Why not? Because 1983 was one of the years they did not produce uncirculated mint sets. And I don't have a clue as to why. I just know that they didn't produce them. And so that means that all those coins you normally would get in an uncirculated mint set, that they take a little extra care with, let's be honest, even though they're uncirculated. And I think they actually try to pick out some good ones. You wouldn't get any of them. But guess what this is? This is from 1983 also. Unfortunately, you can tell by the shine on here that this isn't going to do it for us, is it? This is not a circulating coin, and you know that because of the way it's been polished. You know that if I turn this over, it's going to have an S on here for the San Francisco Mint. And indeed it does. And down here, this is on all the coins, of course, San Francisco or otherwise, there's an FS for Felix Schlag, the engraver of the coin. So there's our S for San Francisco. The San Francisco Mint only produced proof coins in 1983. So they produced a proof coin set and it had 3.279 million, or essentially 3.3 million of these. So there are plenty of these out there. They come in a hard plastic. Sometimes people pick them out, and sometimes I do. If I get, we get sometimes our coins from destroyed proof sets, and we just pull out the coins, and plus we like to touch the coins anyway. So can we count 5 steps on here? Well, let's see if we can. Go to the left. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can, and we can count 5 almost all the way across. A little bit of a divot there, you see, right over the top of the C. But this is pretty close to a 5 full steps version, but guess what? It's not a circulating coin, so it doesn't count. Let's look at some other ones. I got about 20 1983 coins, and nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. You get these circulating coins in your change. What you're going to need to do is find somebody who put some away. Ah, there's a couple steps. We feel like a victory, right? Right in there we see there's a couple steps. No steps. Because this sticks out a little bit more than the rest of the coin, guess what? It gets worn off first. We got a bunch more to just look through. There's some kind of halfway steps. Some more halfway steps. No steps. No steps. No steps. No steps. No steps. And we got one more pile to look through. Nothing. Nothing. Well, just a little bit up top. Nothing. Well, a little tiny bit up top, but this has other issues. And this one. All right, so we're not going to find a 5 full steps. And if you do, you're going to be very lucky, because PCGS says there's only a few of them out there. And so that's why they sell for $5,000. The 5 full steps is an MS67. They believe there are about 16 or so of them out there, so look for them. It won't look quite like this. It'll be shiny, but not quite this kind of polish. Oh, and look at the colors in here. Did I tell you that this one's only worth about a couple bucks? Yeah, it's only worth a couple bucks, no matter how beautiful this looks, because people just aren't collecting in 1983 without the full steps and without it being a circulated coin. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World. Love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section. Oh, and what are the P's and D's worth? Well, if you get a MS65P, it's worth $9. If you get an MS65D, it's worth $6 or $7.